This is Matrix Lord 212, and I'm reviewing Spider-Man Life Story in the 70s. Now, I did a cast, this is the second one. I did a cast on this channel. I gotta say, I'm very, very disappointed. Makes you not want to see Spider-Man age regularly, decade by decade. The way Peter Parker's portrayed is a real jerk. Shallow. I mean, he's been married to Gwen Stacy for years. He finds out she's a clone, and he wants to have nothing to do with her. His real Gwen died because she was being kept in stasis for Professor Miles Warren, which he's a sick puppy. And he saves the clone, which is Ben Reilly. It's another universe, and the thing is that they don't emphasize that it's another universe. Of course, it's another universe because he's aging normally, but they portray Captain America like he's shit. They portray Iron Man like he's shit. They portrayed Reed Richards like he's shit. Otto Octavius like he's an idiot. Like he's just, oh yeah, he became Doc Ock, and then he had a heart attack, and now he's cool. I mean, like, I don't even understand what the hell is happening, how this person's writing this. Now, I know Chip Zdarsky has done this book, and yes, sometimes he has great books, and sometimes he doesn't. I didn't care for his run on Spectacular Spider-Man, Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man, but I'm not here to, like, bash. That's the whole thing. It's like, I do reviews, and if I love it, if I like it, I tell you. If I don't like it, I tell you. I'm not going to, like, not do reviews if I can't stand a book, if I don't like a book. So, again, this is not you have to understand, when I say give a review and I don't like it, this is not a bashing campaign. This is me telling my frustrations at the book. So, him portraying Peter Parker don't even care about his wife for years just because she has the label of clone, that's ignorant and that's terrible. He portrayed Mary Jane like she's, like, okay with drugs and alcohol and pill popping and whatever. Harry's a drug addict. Like there's all these different things going on. She blames him for Flash Thompson dying in Vietnam because he didn't convince him not to go. Everybody knows his secret. They were going to clone Norman Osborn too, which I found weird, but I guess he wanted his body cloned so he could throw the blame, because he was in jail, on the clone. Harry becoming the Black Goblin. I mean, is that a thing because of the 70s? And, I mean, I don't know what the hell that was about. And then him taking shots, Peter Parker taking shots at his boss, Reed Richards, like, because he wanted him to, like, patent the unstable molecules, and he's not the Fantastic Four anymore. And, like, saying, oh, hey, this is why you lost your wife to Namor. Like, I was like, what? He wouldn't do that. Like, So Mary Jane said he's a coward as Peter Parker, not as Spider-Man. And like, he's been wallowing the whole fucking 10 years. Even though he's Spider-Man and he's doing this, as Peter Parker, he's a goddamn mope. He's pathetic. His wife is making the money, and he's just not. Like, which is, you know what? It doesn't make any effing sense. Like, not one character is portrayed right in this book. I understand you're doing an alternate reality, but at least get it right, like how the characters are supposed to be. And I would have expected better, being that he did Spectacular, but then I don't like his run on Spectacular. So I really don't want to continue this. I mean, I know everybody wants me to review books, but I just don't want to. It's like, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And do I want to see him, like, 60 years old, Spider-Man with the pens on? No. Like, I mean, I don't get why these writers think it's interesting to see if it was real life. Like, and then they put their stupid spin on it, like Vietnam. Like, my dad was in Vietnam. Like, do you even know, like, what it was? Like, they try to put, because, like, from the point of view that they don't have a military background or something, and that, what Captain America would do, and it's, like, ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And they portrayed the Viet Cong in the first issue, like, they sacrificed themselves. They're like sacrifice bombers. Like, the kids blew themselves up, the women blew themselves up. They believed in their cause. They were willing to sacrifice their life for that. And then they portrayed them like, oh, the American soldiers are evil, going to shoot them down, and Captain America has to step in. That's not That's ridiculous. And Marvel's been doing that lately, and I don't understand why they're portraying the United States as villains in like Avengers comic. Like I don't understand what's happening. Like my favorite company is shitting on its own country in a sense. And I know this is fiction and shit, and but you know what? This is horrible. I don't like this at all. And I don't like to read someone write about Peter Parker or Spider Man like, and they don't get it right, and they totally get it wrong. I mean, it was a cool thing. Peter Parker lost everything, right? But he chose to lose everything. I mean, if you think about it, he was married to that woman for years. So what if she was a clone? You know, great power, great responsibility. He would have just stayed with her. Like this is, the Gwen that was on ice was like the Gwen that he probably didn't even know. Like he I don't know. It just is just a mess. They didn't even show Ben Riley. It's like they shit on him. He saved him, and the next minute he has a beard, and Peter Parker's wife is going to be with him. Like that's weird, weird. And then Mary Jane's rich with millions, and she's not even perfect. She's terrible, and yet he's like, "What do I have? What do I have?" And then Mary Jane's like hugging him, like he's got her. Like, do I want Peter Parker with a Mary Jane that's like a drug addict and like a DJ and like a pill popper and okay with that? I mean, you turn him into like trash, It's like, what the hell? Why are you shitting on the characters? I don't. Is it depression? Like, I want to talk to the writer, but I don't want him to think that I'm bashing him. But I want to have an intellectual conversation with him because I want to get behind like how he had come up with the mindset to do these stories. Like I'm not looking to fight with anybody, but I want to know where it's coming from. Like I want to know why he portrayed Peter Parker like that, why he did that. Like it's in another universe, but still you're reflecting on stuff that ties back to our universe, like similar things. It's like if it's about Spider-Man, why is that Captain America and an Iron Man? They're talking about the Avengers, talking about. So it's like a goddamn free for all. Should just be Spider-Man, and like I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. You know. I don't know. And he bought a house. Like Peter Parker, his wife makes good money. He makes money, but he don't make good money. And then he bought a house, but then he like craps. Like he finds out that they like Harry went to blow up the clones or whatever thing was, and Gwen is not the clone that's in the case. It's the real Gwen, and his wife is a clone, and it's like, so he just ignores her. She did everything for him. She gave him advice. She helped him, and because she has the label clone, he just won't be with her and talk to her. And Mary Jane's got to be like his friggin', trying to tell them, oh, I'm sorry, he's acting like this way, shit like that. Not that she did, but like why are you portraying Peter Parker like an asshole? Like that, like my favorite character, and he's a fucking dick. Like, I don't understand it. Do you not like the character? I don't get it. And then you have one of my favorite artists, like Mark Bagley, drawing the book, but it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it lures you in the artwork because it's like, oh wow, this is great, Miles Warren, the clones, all this shit. But it's shit. The writing's shit. I was so wrong. I thought I was gonna love this book, and I'm sorry, Chip. I'll check out your other stuff. So I heard a lot of good things. People giving you a lot of props about the thing in Human Torch. I'm gonna read other things, but this just not my cup of tea, man. Don't take offense. It's just I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know why you arrived at this point to this thing. But again, you may like it. People may not have the same opinion as me, and that's fine. You can go out and you can get it and see if you like it, And I decided to wear this ugly ass yellow shirt to do this review. Because this is an ugly review and a yellow shirt. It's like, Jesus, I feel like I'm on a damn golf course. Not that I play golf. All right. I would like to talk more about too. It's not related, but we did a cast on this, and I reviewed this on the cast, the comics casters, which I like the title, for this channel. Uh, Now, Billy, regardless of what Billy says, there is a difference between this podcast we did, the Comics Casters, and the other podcasts I do on my main channel. The difference is the Comics Casters, I talk about books that I already reviewed, mostly. The Mega Comics podcast, I talk about all these events and different things happening. So it's not a rebrand and it's not a copy. And I know sometimes Billy likes to give a dig, but there's differences between the channels and the podcast. Now, you're not going to find podcasts that much on here, but once in a while you will. But I want to review other things because I feel like a bad taste in my mouth from this one. Sorry, Chip. All right, guys, that's my rant. Take care. Bye for now.